All right, today is April 26th, and I've got the planking on up until the point where I wanted to get my my shear strake on, and it's been a bit of an adventure. As you can see, I started back here. I've had some issues with these 2x cracking, so that top board there, and you can't really even hardly see it. But on the shear strake here, I put that in the bandsaw and I split it about 5 feet back. Hopefully make it bend a little bit easier back here so we don't get the cracking. But then, I don't know if you notice this, is this number 44 here? Frame 44. See how I built that out inside there? I added about a 3/4 strip tapered down, and then I had to add a piece to the top. You can kind of see that maybe from this side to make the chine point meet in the right spot. And I did that because it appeared to be a little bit flat here. That should come out just a little bit. However, when I determined that by laying a batten across there and trying to get the curve established. But now that I got that up there, you come back and look at it, and it looks like it's got a hump there now. Just about exactly that 3/4 inch that I put in up there. I mean, it's a definite bit of a hump there, if you can see that. So I suppose I'm going to have to take that board off and plane that back down again. Oh, lovely. Anyway, so what I decided to do with this shear strake, I went up and I measured. There's 27 inches from the deck beam up there, from the top of the deck beam to the shear line, I guess it would be. You know, where the shear in the raised shear, it goes up to the raised shear, then that shear line. There's 27 inches back there, and then it transitions right here to 18 inches. So there's a 9-inch drop in the deck level right there between the aft deck and the pilot house, which would be where we're looking at right now. So I measured down, you know, from the top of the deck beam down that 27 inch. Then I started measuring down 18 inches, and the point where these boards meet, if you can see this frame right here, there's a little mark on the right hand 2x6. That's the 18-inch point, and that's where the shear strake should run, right on that point there. And they aren't always perfect. If you look at this next one over here, I got a line all the way across, and that's, you know, 1.25 inches above where that is. So I'm having to you know, grind or sand or whatever those a little bit in some cases to make them fit. But yeah, it's not too terrible bad. But anyway, so I started at the stern here, and I put this first plank on there, and then I went to the bow and I put the plank on the bow. The reason for that is because it's not a perfectly straight line. This shear line is not perfectly straight. There's a little bend to it, a little bit of a dip to it from the bow going back, and then of course it curves, you know, towards the bow on the sides. So I figured, since the bow and the stern have the most shape to them, I would get those pieces in, and where it's the flattest, I would fit a 2x4 in there. And I think what I'll do is I'll put a butt block in on this one, because I think with the butt block I might actually be able to get the board joined a little bit more securely. I'll put a butt block in here, and I might just make it a longer one too, so it goes in there a little better. But yeah, so I got to make this board meet up with that one over there. And of course this one's got a little shape to it too, and I don't know if you can see, but that board needs to go up a little bit. And I don't have this one screwed in at all yet. This one's just got a couple screws tacked into it, just to kind of see what it was going to be like. Yeah, like I said, I need to take it down anyway. I need to plane that one down again after I built it up. Spent 2 days building that up. Now I got to take it down. And this one up here actually doesn't look too bad, all things considered. You know, and there are some things that I was kind of curious about up here. You know, that line, that 18 inches, it depends on where you measure it, from the front of the beam or the back of the beam. That makes a difference. So I was going by the front measurement on all these, and then I just let that shear strake where it goes into the stem up there, I just let it fall where it wanted to determine that spot. And I kind of measured up there too. Some of the top of that has to come off, and I knew that from the start. Top of the stem has to come off, but I left it just a little bit long so I could trim it down as I felt I needed to. But anyway, so that one, it actually looks pretty good. It looks like it's bending on there just fine, and it looks pretty fair. So once I get this done, which hopefully later today I'll get this done. And look, can you see all the way back there? Wow, that's a horrible bump back there where I added that material onto that. This is horrible. Jeez. I don't know how I... But anyway, yeah, so you can see now, once I've got the shear strake on there, and as I continue planking, I can measure now the space between the shear plank and the bottom plank here, and start getting a better idea. And I think I'm only going to need 4, maybe 5 more planks after I get this shear strake on, to get this side planked up to both sides actually planked up to the shear line anyway. And then above the shear line should be somewhat easier. I will have to spile in planks. The very top last plank that goes in below the shear strake there, I will have to spile that to make it fit. There's just no way getting around that. But then the top shouldn't be so bad. I can just bring them up and then let them run over the top just a little bit, and then cut them off as I see fit. Which is kind of what George said would be an easy way to do it, and I think he's right. And I got some little dipsy-do I got to do here. I don't know, a lot of guys just put a little transition, a little hump going from the aft section deck to the forward deck there. I don't know if I want to make it angular, you know, just an angle across there, or if I want to do a little curve or what. Actually looking to make this boat maybe a little bit more angular looking than like with the pilot house, rather than the way George had the pilot house designed. And I ordered a port light, an old bronze port light, and it's a rectangular one. I just thought the rectangular ones to me made more sense. I thought they looked a little better in a boat like this, you know, a long thin port light. And they'll fit between the frames, of course. But what I'm actually hoping to do is I'm hoping to use the one kind of as a pattern that I ordered, and then cast my own, whether it be bronze or aluminum. I've done quite a bit of metal casting in years past, never bronze. I just stuck with aluminum, but, well, and lead, of course. But so I hope to be able to do that. I don't know. We'll see how that port light that I ordered looks, and if I can get a decent mold out of it, use it as a pattern for a mold. Yeah, we'll see. That'll be something upcoming.